The theme of the event, as some of you already know, is Ignite, and it's certainly going to be an explosive and exciting event. Um, this is a 2-day launch event, folks. So I want to make it perfectly clear. If you're going to be traveling out here to the event, make sure that you know it's not like a dinner one night. There are going to be some special things that are going to happen, but it is a 2-day, all-day training event. So you want to plan for that and make sure that you're here for both days. If you can only make one, totally understandable, but it is a 2-day, all-day training event, and that's going to start on 7/7/17 in Southern California. So a little bit more details here, folks. This is going to be at the Hilton in Costa Mesa. Now, I don't know why the address isn't here. I thought I had it on here, but that's okay. I could get that out to you guys, or you should. Everybody should already have the address there. But one of the things that I found out today is that the rooms that were set aside for this event are almost gone, folks. So if you want to take advantage, I really encourage you guys not to waste any time and to be able to get what's left over in inventory on those rooms. So you want to make sure that you do that as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you might have to find room somewhere else, and that's fine. Now, the cost for the event is for both days is $99. Okay, that's not for the rooms, that's extra, and you call the hotel and they'll give you all the information on that. But the ones that were negotiated for the event, those are almost gone, folks. So the payment for the event itself is actually $99. That's a 2-day training event for $99. So what I want to do is I want to give you a snapshot. I want to give you a preview of the speaker lineup, because I want you to understand that even though this is a celebration, and yes, we're going to be having that champagne breakfast at the corporate headquarters in Irvine on Sunday. So it is, a celebration. Obviously, there's going to be excitement, and there's going to be, it's going to be fun, and people are going to be, it's going to be an event, right? It's going to be a launch event. So if you've been to launch events, you know what to expect. But at the same time, we don't want to lose sight that this is a training event as well, and so that's going to happen. So you want to have your teams there. You want to have everybody there. You want to have the leaders there, because a lot of the stuff that's internal that we need to cover, it's going to be there, from everything in terms of building your business, how to maximize commissions, full-blown trainings in terms of compensation, full-blown trainings in terms of how to download wallets, all the techie stuff that goes with that. All of those things are going to be covered, but we also have some special guest speakers, and you want to put in a lot of value into the field. And I think that you're going to agree with me by the end of this presentation here that that is exactly what you guys are going to get. So let's go ahead and start by talking a little bit about our CEO, Armando Contreras, who's going to be at the event. Obviously, he's going to be addressing the company and about where we are as a company and what the vision is and what the future holds. Now, Mr. Contreras, I've known him for about 11 years. Phenomenal gentleman. A lot of experience, 25 years in IT. And really had the vision to pull all of this together. And so he is going to be at the event as well. He's going to be one of the keynote speakers. But moving forward, we're also going to be having our legal representation there at the event, Mr. Scott Warren. Now, some of you had the opportunity to meet Scott. We had an event here at the Atrium Hotel not too long ago, about a month and a half or 2 months ago, and a lot of the core leadership was there. Now, wasn't everybody, because it was only about 60 or 80 people that flew out from different parts, and then there were some people here from the local area. But we have now about 25 to 28,000 people. So Scott Warren's going to be there to talk about legalities and compliance as a company. Now, I'm going to read to you a little bit of his bio here, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about Scott Warren from my perspective. Now, Scott Warren specializes in the organization and operation of direct sales and network marketing companies with an emphasis on regulatory compliance. Mr. Warren has counseled companies and distributors throughout the world on the day-to-day legal challenges facing companies in the direct sales network marketing area. Mr. Warren has testified on network marketing issues on behalf of the United States Department of Justice in criminal cases, as well as for companies throughout the United States. Mr. Warren has successfully negotiated on behalf of his clients with over 20 different state attorneys general offices throughout the United States. He has also litigated and negotiated matters successfully with the Federal Trade Commission. Mr. Warren frequently works with Profeco, the government of Mexico's Consumer Protection Service, to provide better assistance to his clients in their smooth expansion into Mexico. Mr. Warren is the author of Network Marketing and You, Legal Issues in Network Marketing. He has also co-authored another book with recognized industry expert Rod Cook, detailing network marketing legal issues in all 50 states. Mr. Warren has been a featured speaker with the Multi-Level Marketing International Association, the Direct Sales Association. Mr. Warren has been practicing law since 1993 with an emphasis on the direct sales network marketing industry since 1995. Folks, he is an expert in legal matters pertaining to network marketing. Now, I'm going to tell you a story that was given to me by one of our leaders here in the field. He was doing a presentation here in Orange County, in Santa Ana to be specific, and during the presentation somebody asked, who's the attorney for the company? And he answered, Scott Warren. And there were 4 people that were with that gentleman, and they all said, well, that's enough for me. And how much is the packages? I'll be right back with my cashier's check. And all of them signed up on the strength of that. Now, does that mean that, you should sign up just because Scott Warren is the attorney? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that that's what happened. Now, but what you can take away from that is simply this, that he has a very, very good reputation. And in fact, when we first were scouting out for attorneys, and I'm not going to share the whole story, but he was pretty, how can I say this? He was very, very careful. He wanted to make sure that every single aspect of what we were doing was going to be in compliance. The reason why, folks, is right now our industry is being plagued by the digital currency space, right? And so there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of different companies out there. And, I'm not trying to, criticize or condemn or point fingers or talk bad about any other companies because number one, I'm not going to say any names, but there are a lot of programs out there that are confusing people. There are a lot of companies out there that are intentionally being set up as money games, intentionally being set up as Ponzi schemes, intentionally being set up to only last for a couple of months, 90 days. Just in the last 30 days or so, I personally know of about 6 different companies that had a digital currency type of spin to them that have gone out of business, promising, unbelievable returns and for doing nothing and that type of stuff. And so we want to make sure that we separate ourselves and that we're above board, and we want to make sure that we're head and shoulders above all of those different types of companies that are out there, folks, because we want to keep a clean, we want to keep a compliant, and we want to keep a legal company that is here, not just for today, folks, but it's here for all the people that we bring on board and all the people they bring on board, and that is here for the long term. Because, folks, what we have right now in the e-commerce space is not going to go away. That's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. And I said it during the webinar, if you're not shopping online right now, like myself, I maybe done 1 or 2 orders online that were not books, right? Because I've shopped for some books before, few and far between. However, I ventured out and I started ordering some hats, and some of I love hats, and so I started sourcing those online and buying them. But more and more, everything is shifting there. So if you're not shopping online right now, that doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You will be shopping, or somebody's going to be doing the shopping for you, but it's going to be online. What I said during the webinar is true. 30 to 40% of the malls in our country are going to be shut down over the next few years. And that's just a sign of the times. So understanding that iPRO Network has been set up from inception to comply with U.S. law is very, very important for you to know that, because as you take this message of an opportunity within iPRO Network to other people, they need to understand that what we're doing has been reviewed and that everything from our policies and procedures to our marketing materials to our presentations, everything goes through Scott before anything goes out into the field. So that's important for you guys to understand that not only because you could have the best attorney in the world, but if the company doesn't listen to what that attorney's saying, it makes no difference. So, all right, so that's enough of that. Scott Warren is going to be one of the speakers at the event. And then moving forward, we have Lowell Rumpel. Now, Lowell is an amazing, amazing entrepreneur. He is responsible for the education company that we've partnered up with, and a lot of you are going to be recognizing his name. If you haven't already recognized his name, he's one of the main trainers that you're going to be seeing in all of the videos within the e-com product blueprint, the Shopify, Jam, and all the different products that we have. He's the expert that put all of this together. Now, remember, if you've been on the webinars, you understand that these products have been and have existed outside of iPRO Network prior to the symbiotic relationship, and they have. Now, don't quote me on this, but I believe 9,000 different testimonials. Now, remember, this has been sold to about 50,000 people that have made life-changing income. And when I first saw Lowell speak at the Ecom Pro Academy, which is one of the products that was recorded in high definition, I was just blown away because his knowledge, he's gonna forget more than we'll ever know or want to know about the space. But he is an ecom expert. He is, somebody that's built He's built multiple 8-figure companies. He's a CEO and co-founder. He's overseen the creation and launch of multiple 7- and 8-figure e-com stores. Now, folks, this is phenomenal because you've heard me say it before. I have friends that have built stores that are producing 5 figures a month. Some of them are now into the 6 figures a month, and it's all from e-commerce. This is happening day by day. And the longer that we stay out of it, the longer we're hurting ourselves because this is where the future is going. And I can't stress that enough. And the people that have been able to identify this and recognize it, like Mr. Lowell Rumpel, he's been able to just make a ton of money. And he really, if you go to his website, read his bio, he really cares about people. He really gets, I believe, I could be off a little bit, but he says, I get a natural high, legal natural high off of helping other people because this is truly a home-based business. Just with your computer, your internet, and the trainings, and learning how to source products and how to do arbitrage, which is the basic trainings there. And obviously it builds on top of that with all the other Shopify and Amazon types of training. So Lowell Rumpel has been confirmed, and he's going to be one of the speakers at our event. You don't want to miss that. Brings a ton of value, a ton of knowledge, a ton of experience, real world experience on the topic of e-commerce. And then we have Adam Urbanski. So let me go ahead and read you his bio real quick. Adam Urbanski is the go-to guy for coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, expertpreneurs, and other successful service professionals who want to better monetize their unique brilliance, quickly attract more clients, convert more high-value sales, build an authority brand, and grow a business that makes a bigger impact while generating more income. His clients and students often double, triple, and even 10x their business, some in as little as 90 days. Known worldwide as a millionaire marketing mentor, Adam built and sold his first 7-figure business in less than 10 years, starting with only $194 and a limited ability to speak English. Today, through his current company, The Marketing Mentors, Adam influences over 100,000 coaches, consultants, speakers, experts, online marketers, and entrepreneurs worldwide, teaching them how to transform their limiting, time-intensive businesses into automated money-making machines that attract clients like crazy. Now, folks, I've been in this industry now for about 11 years, and, I've had mentors all along the way. I said it before, I don't have a sad story about network marketing. Some people don't, some people do. Some people struggle. They love the industry and they get involved because they have the entrepreneur spirit, but they don't make it. They have, they go through, 10, 20 different companies, or they go through 10, 20 different years, and they don't make it. And they're not making, or they finally, after a grueling, and some of them stay in the same company for years, and then finally after 10 years of grueling it out, every single day they make it, and that's fine. I don't have one of those stories. I had, I've been, six-figure earner since day one, multiple seven figures by year three, and on and on. So, I've just done very well. However, everybody has their ups and downs, and I'm not the exception. And so there was a time when I was in a slump, and nothing I touched was working. Absolutely nothing. And I remember we have a little timeshare over in Palms Desert, and we were there, and my wife, who again is the intelligent one of the family, and she says, "Look, you gotta listen to Adam," and she's worked with him and has known of him for many years, and I had already heard of him, and I just never went on any of his webinars or anything. And I finally went on one of the webinars that he had. And I wanted what he had, which was attracting a ton of clients, and how to be able to do that, and how to position yourself in the right way to be able to do that. And so I hired him, and I got to tell you, it's not cheap to hire Adam. It's pretty expensive to hire him, as a matter of fact. And I hired him not when I was actually at the best financial point in my life. And I could tell you what it says right here, in as little as 90 days. I could tell you that within hiring him, within about, I'd say, no more than 90 days, probably less than that, probably had done a breakthrough of about $60,000. And I remember that because I actually gave a testimony for him on one of his new product lines that, a couple of years back. So anyway, so definitely a lot of value here. He's a phenomenal speaker, and he influences a ton of business people, and so he's going to be one of the speakers at the event as well. Then we have Eric Lofholm. Now, I know there's people on here that are going to recognize his name immediately. This guy is a master sales trainer who has helped over 10,000 students make more sales, trained by best-selling sales expert Dr. Donald Moyne. Eric has helped generate nearly $500 million in revenue in the last 2 decades. Eric honed his skills as a sales trainer for Tony Robbins from 1997 to 1999. Before founding his own company, Eric Lofholm International, he offers expert training both for corporate sales departments and for individuals who want to improve their sales skills. Now, he's also written the book Duplication, the key. Oh, gosh, that's kind of small. I don't have my glasses in front of me. But what he's talking about is duplication within your network marketing business. It's a bestseller on Amazon. And so Eric Lofholm, we've been kind of tracking his career over the last 10 years. Again, my wife, the intelligent one of the family, has seen him in action, and so everybody that I'm talking to right now is already confirmed for the event, including Mr. Eric Lofholm. One of my pet peeves, and of the people that were actually here in California, did a training, and that training consisted of of some of my pet peeves in terms of the training that our industry. Now, don't get me wrong, I love our industry, but I do believe that the training that has been the same over the last 60 years really has not evolved to real life experiences in today's economy. And so I'm not going to go into that because I'd have you here all night, but I do a training, and I talk about what those areas of weakness are. And one of those is that we have to be open to the word sales versus sharing. Okay, so a lot of times in this industry, we say we share things, and we share this, and we share that. Well, I'll tell you one thing, guys. You could share your way into being broke, because nothing happens if a sale isn't made. And so when you're able and open to understand that we are in sales, whether it is a different type of a sale because it is network marketing, I agree with that. but I still believe that the simple principles of sales can only benefit your ability to grow as a leader in this industry. And so Eric Lofholm definitely has written on that and definitely has the experience to help you through on how to master the ability to sell. So that's going to be a lot of value there as well. And then, folks, we have Mr. Robert McNulty. Mr. McNulty is an accomplished entrepreneur with over 35 years of significant experience in specialty retail, e-commerce, branded consumer products, retail startups, and developing new concepts and technology platforms for utilization in the retail industry. Mr. McNulty founded Shopping.com and served as its president and CEO. Shopping.com was the world's first online retailer selling a comprehensive range of consumer brand name products on the internet in 25 major categories and offering 2 million SKUs while utilizing comparison shopping engines to drive sales. Shopping.com was able to ramp up sales to 55 million in its first 12 months and was ultimately acquired for 220 million in an all-cash transaction by Compaq Computers. Mr. McNulty is a founder of Home Club and served as its chairman and CEO. Home Club was a fast-growing chain of home improvement warehouse stores for contractor, traded, and do-it-yourself customers, servicing U.S. Western states with 38 stores and 14,000 employees and delivering $1 billion in revenue. Mr. McNulty was the first to institute and implement the everyday low price strategy in the U.S. home improvement industry. Mr. McNulty is a founding board member of the Home Center Industry Council for the City of Hope Cancer Research Center. So, folks, extremely accomplished on both sides. This man knows retail, period. He knows it from the brick and mortar side. I mean, I remember the Home Club. Okay, I came from a family of contractors. I was on job sites since I was 5 years old, and I remember shopping at the Home Club with my family and with my dad and my uncles. And so I remember those stores. This guy had 38 of them. I mean, $1 billion in revenue. Sells off for 220 million all-cost transaction for Compaq Computers with a first Shopping.com online retailer. Folks, it doesn't get better than that. I mean, to have both real-life success in the millions and multiple, in the billions and multiple millions of dollars, going from brick and mortar to click and order as a pioneer, and to hear his perspective on that and how disruptive. When he took a look at what we're doing, he said, "Oh my God, you guys are disrupting everything," because now you're taking it a step further and tying it in with e-currency, and just unbelievably excited out of his mind to be speaking at our event. So Mr. McNulty is going to be there as well, and then. To wrap up this update, we have Mr. Kevin Harrington. Now, I think a lot of you would recognize the name instantly. Kevin Harrington is an American entrepreneur and business executive. Harrington is the founder of As Seen on TV. He has appeared on the television series Shark Tank in the American Annual Invention Trade Show INPEX 2012 as keynote speaker. His net worth, folks, is $450 million, and he's best known for being a panel member on Shark Tank. So I got to see Mr. Kevin, got to meet him and see him last year at an event, and he was actually at the event where the Ecom Pro Academy was created. In fact, was one of the speakers there. Just to have dinner with Mr. Kevin Harrington was an additional $1,000. Not to mention that the ticket just to be there for 3 days was an additional $1,500. And everybody that I just described to you here in this lineup, okay, it is more than worth the price of entrance. But when you have somebody like Kevin Harrington doing this event, folks, and being able to look at what we're doing and say, yeah, I want to speak there. This is powerful, because you have to understand, this is a man that built a lifetime of sales through As Seen on TV, identifying products, learning which products were the best that were going to sell on TV. Why? Because TV was the medium. That was the channel to get to the masses. And one of the things that stood out and I took away from was he said this: everything is moving online. Because on TV, folks, has dropped by 50% of the viewership over the last decade. Why? Because guess what? All those eyeballs have gone online. Yet TV advertising has only gone down about 6%. When I saw that, I said, whoa, this is a major aha moment. If people that have built their careers and their fortunes on TV are switching to online, then why aren't we? And see, this is the pattern that we're seeing from the banks. This is what we're seeing from entrepreneurs. This is what we're seeing from money. This is what we're seeing from every aspect of our life, from social interaction to how we buy things, to how money is being used, to how we communicate is online. Folks, this is real. And so Kevin Harrington is going to be speaking at our event as well. Now, folks, in my heart of hearts, I believe that, you know, the price of admission for $99 is pretty much just, you know, kind of like, well, we got to charge something, right? So, but if you really think about that, I just want to see how many people here think that this is an incredible, incredible lineup at this event. I just want to see a show of hands here on how many people are excited out of their minds about the speaker lineup that we have here. Okay, I think just one person was excited. Okay, so now the comments are coming through. Okay, all right, fantastic. Okay. All right, awesome, guys. Well, so like I said, this is a celebration, guys, at this event, but at the same time, it's going to mark a historical date, 7/7/17. I don't want to be, you know, about hype or fluff, but I'm excited, guys, because I mean, we have the creme de la creme in a lot of different industries right now, and the price of admission just you know, it's just there, but it should tell you how much this company really wants to invest in educating, in training, in equipping you with some of the biggest experts in their fields. And those are going to be there to do our event and to train you folks. And so we want to just impact you with tremendous value. Folks, we're working on one other speaker right now, actually a couple of others, but the one I'm thinking of right now, I'm not even going to tell you who it is, but it's just, you know, it's just going to be over the top crazy if we make this happen. So I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to overpromise or anything like that, because I don't even know if we're going to be able to make it all work together. But if it does, I can tell you it's just going to be over the top exciting. And so on top of that, obviously you're going to have some other speakers that within the network, all the top leaders are going to be there training. There's going to be different topics as well, and then the how-tos, the technical trainings as well. So remember that this is a 2-day event, and so come prepared to learn, come prepared to celebrate, and come prepared to step into a new phase in iPRO Network. So folks, thank you so much for being on this webinar. Within the hour, there's going to be another link for an update call on Thursday. That's going to be very, very important for you guys to get your teams on there. We're going to have some company updates. I know we're going to talk about commissions, volume centers, and all of that, but we're also going to talk about some other things that within the network itself we have to address from a leadership standpoint on how we need to train our people moving forward. So thank you so much for being on this webinar presentation. Have an incredible evening.